All right, let me just verify. I don't know why I can't see any email. All right, so let me just get the code and add it. This code is quite long code. Looking like someone's phone number. 2989. What's the problem? So I don't know why I'm struggling to record, but I just need to be sure I'm recording, right? So you just give me a moment. I need to be sure I'm recording because it's not showing me that it's recording, but it's stating that it's recording. So I don't know. All right. So remember I said that Miller Lite gives us 30 days free trial to use all the services or um all the to use all their premium um services, right? So Miller Lite allows us to make use of that. So I'm coming. I don't know why my network is slow, but just a moment. Okay. Yeah, just a moment, please. All right. I think this will work now. So I figure out that quite a number of us are having serious network issues today. Likewise myself. So I don't know. Just a moment. Let me do something. Are you sure it's not Miller Lite platform that is having these network issues? Let me check something. I think it's their dashboard that because every other thing is loading very fast on my system. So I don't know. All right, so this is like how the interface always looks like, right? So all you need to do in case you it brings you to this interface, right? When you try to log in your account, this is what you're going to see in most case. So all you need to do is just click on this Miller Lite itself, right? So that's where it takes you into your email marketing platform because they also have other services you can actually use. Yeah. So I don't think it's my network. I think it's their platform that so recently quite a number of platforms that are hosting on Google are actually down because I think Google actually have some some cloud based issues. So most of the platforms that are actually leveraging Google um to host are also down, right? So a little patience on all this wahala. So, Ah, it's well. How are we going to do this thing today? So by next week, we'll be having a different instructor who will be taking us on Canva design. I'm not a pro on design, so I don't even know how to design. So we're actually going to have someone who is going to take us on Canva design. So please, when that person comes in to take us on that journey, please let's support him or her. Yeah, let's support that person. So I think Canva is actually the Miller light is actually down. It's serious. Oh. And I can't go and open another email marketing platform simply because I want to teach this thing now. So it's actually a server issue because most apps are currently down. And that's why if you are using ChatGPT at the moment, you will notice that your ChatGPT is also giving you issues among many AI tools you might have been trying to use because most of them are hosting on Firebase and the rest. So the server is down, right? So it's not a network thing. It's actually the issue is actually from them. So open, right? So it might be slow, but just a little patience on it today, right? So again, this is the interface of your Miller light. And the first thing I want you to take note is on your dashboard is usually when everything has been confirmed, everything is going to have a tick. So I remember that I think someone requested if I take us on how to. I'm sorry, oh, I don't know. This thing is showing me that it's recording, but I can't find the record option. So I'm just scared. But either ways, let's go. So someone requested that I show them how to purchase their hosting and domain, right? So and I promised that I was going to do that. So basically you can actually purchase your hosting and domain on a lot of ESPs or hosting providers now to be specific. And some of the hosting subscribers we have are Namecheap, we have HostRinger, right? HostRinger. So I'm just going to open all of them. What's wrong? Okay. So HostRinger. These are the top ones I use for for international host. Then so I'm just going to open all of them so that you see them. And these are the ones I can recommend to you. And then we have Smart Web for those who are in Nigeria and want to purchase from them. We have Harmon Web. At least, as I said, I'm only recommending services that I have used or I'm currently using. Anything I'm not using, I will not recommend it. That's my top principle, right? And I can tell you the downtime of almost most of them, right? So this is this is HostRinger. This is how the HostRinger platform looks like. Now, this is Smart Web. This is how Smart Web looks like. And this is Harmon Web. right? So these are like the top ones I'm going to recommend to you. And why am I recommending these ones to you? I'm recommending it because these are like the top ones you can walk along with it. And for platforms like Postring, platforms like Harmon Web, Smart Web, right? It is easy for you to use them if you're in Nigeria. Why? Because your normal Naira card or bank transfer will work for them. While for platforms like so for platforms like Hostringer, um Namecheap, it will require you to use a dollar card. And that is why I'm not just recommending one platform for you and then you'll be stopped there. So you can see that basically we have this is Namecheap, and Namecheap is telling you that for as low as don't mind this starter email and all that, but for as low as I think let me just put it, for as low as at least for as low as $3, you should be able to get a domain name, right? But domain names that ends with something like XYZ, yes, we have a domain name that has the sorry, what is it? I'm actually sharing my screen. Oh. Funny enough, it's showing me that I'm sharing my screen. So wait a moment, let me share a window so that it will be easy for me to just um go across devices. So please, can you see my screen now? Good. My screen is sharing. So I believe you can see my screen, and I'm on the Namecheap. Good. I know you can see it. So now back in here, you can see you can get a .online domain at 0 some cents. This is less than a dollar, right? But most domains that ends with .online, .xyz, they are actually cheap. But you know the idea where we say cheap is expensive. Now when you are using domains that have extensions like this, your email has higher tendencies of hitting the spam box. Why? Because they have a feeling that most people that use domains like this are actually scammers. In as much as they are selling it, right? But because it is cheap, a lot of people abuse it. So I would always advise, if you're in Nigeria, you can use a .com.ng to start with, or you can buy a .com, or you can buy a .ng. That's for those who are in Nigeria. It, but if you're outside Nigeria, you can actually use the .com. But for anybody who is in Nigeria, it has to be the .com. Then for those who are in Ghana, I recently learned that there are domain names that has .com, .ghana, SGH. It has the .ghana. I don't know what is the problem. Just a moment, please. Interesting. So you can actually use the .com.gh. So as well, I don't really know a lot of um service providers that are in Ghana, but I believe that a simple um a simple Google search would help you to just find that, right? So but always just stick around your .com.ng and all that. So for you to purchase your hosting, so let's say that I want to purchase my hosting on, and the name is Sonia, okay, Sonia Style now. All I just need to do is, if I'm not sure of the extension I want to purchase, I will just type the name and click on my search, right? Now, the general idea around domains is two domains can never exist. So it's only one domain that exists at a time, which means that it is a first come, first serve thing, right? It is a first come, first serve thing. So if someone has already purchased that domain, right, you cannot purchase it again till after 1 year, right? Until that domain expires and the other person did not renew it. That's the only time you can actually purchase that domain. So it is a first come, first serve thing. So don't sit and say, no, I'll purchase my domain when I have money or forever and all that, right? People even go in to buy domains and keep, so that whenever you come and you need the domain, just the general idea of land, where people buy lands at cheaper rate and sell them at very high rate. So people even do that with domain names. And something happened. Someone actually purchased my domain name when I started building my brand, right? And he purchased the .com because it was like the person knew that I was definitely going to come for that .com. And I was using sonyatin.com. So when I came to buy the sonyastyle.com, the person had already purchased it and placed it on sale for about, I think for about $4,000. So when I saw it, I had to go and use another subdomain. Then I think early this year, the person was tired of keeping the domain. I didn't bother to negotiate or do anything. And the person reached out to me and was like, oh, I didn't purchase, so they were hoping if I would come in and negotiate with them. So I remember my response: when they are tired, they will let it go. So I think that was the reason why they finally left the sonyastyle.com to go. So for me, generally, my principle is any domain that I have, I can build what I want to build on it. So it's not about how special it is and all that, right? So that aside, the moment you search on the name, you're going to see all the extensions that are available. And that is why you are seeing a lot of extensions available with how much they also cost, right? So this .sh, you can see that it costs around $34. You can see, so the prices are not the same across each domain. And you can see this one that has .shop is even $1. You can see one .xyz. You remember I told you about .xyz? It's one of the cheapest one. Is also $1, right? Yeah, it's also $1. So usually the .com used to be on a .com, .net, and the rest, right? They are some of the most popular ones, right? And you can see, I don't even know why it picked the .fashion for me. Maybe because it felt style, the idea of fashion, right? So when you have searched your domain and you pick from the extension of what you want, right? All you need to do is just click on add to cart because you want to purchase it. Remember, it's 4 USD. Now, the moment you have purchased this or you have clicked on add to cart, the next thing you're going to add, you don't need to add anything in here. But if you don't have a web hosting, because your domain name in itself cannot live on its own, it actually needs a hosting to keep it. It's just like you want to, I told you the last time in class that your let's assume your domain name is the building, while your hosting is the land. You cannot actually, even if it is container you want to keep, you must have land to keep it. Because personally, I've not seen a house that is hanging on the sky, right? Maybe there is, but I know that one way or the other it must have a base it is holding on to. A house cannot just be floating in the sky, right? So the moment you have picked the the domain name, you check across and add the hosting, because we even have two types of hosting. We have WordPress hosting and we have web hosting. So you just pick the web hosting, right? You pick the web hosting. So the moment you pick the web hosting, usually sometimes it's going to prompt you, while at other times it will not. But I want you to look below. It says you have added 2 items and you have $9 in here. Now, I want you to also remember something again. Your web hosting, you can purchase your web hosting monthly. You can make it a monthly thing or a yearly thing or quarterly, right? While your domain names are yearly. So if you pay for it, you use it for 1 year. While your web hosting, you can keep it for a month, but when it expires and you actually did not pay for it, they will suspend your services, right? So once you're done, you hit on the checkout bar, right? So you hit on the checkout. Normally, if you have an account, it will just tell you, it will continue the payment. But if you don't have an account, it will prompt you to create an account. It's always like that. It will prompt you to log in to your account, right? That's just the simple way to actually do it. And right, so you can see now, look at domain privacy, 1 year subscription, forever free. Since it's free, I will not bother to touch it, right? So coming to where your hosting is, you can now decide to, if you want to pay for 1 year, you change it to 1 year, right? You change it to 1 year. If you want to pay for 2 years, you change it to 2 years and you click on confirm order. So the moment you click on confirm order, your cart is going to, the amount is going to change. And you can see that to purchase your domain name for 1 year and to also add a hosting for 2 years is roughly good. Can you see it's taking you to where you should actually log in to your account? I just hope I can remember my password too. I'm not so sure. Okay, so human verification is work now. Oh, so that is as simple as that. So if you actually have an account, it will just prompt you to where, I don't know why this thing now is not here. Oh. So it will just prompt you. It has actually logged in, or it hasn't. Okay, it didn't log me in. So I think it was a wrong password I used. So it's going to prompt you to where you can actually um add. Once you log in, the next thing it will show you is to add your bank card and make payment. Remember, I said Namecheap, you can only pay with a dollar card. Your Naira card is not going to work on it. So your normal Access, GT, whatever card, as long as it's not a dollar card, it's not going to work, right? Then for platforms like Smart Web, right? So you can see that in Smart Web, the charges are in Naira. Likewise with Harmon Web, the prices are also in Naira. So, and you can see for as low as 1,590 Naira, you can have a hosting monthly. So if you multiply 1,500 to by 12, you can get your figures. And then now coming back to your domain name, you can see that they said the .com here is 21,500. The .net is 29,000. So you can see that .net is always expensive. The .line here. So every hosting provider has his or her own price. That's something I want you to take note of too as well. So for other hosting providers, you can see this one, the .com, can you see is 22,500, while this one is 21,500. So each hosting provider has his or her own price, right? So you can see them here. So again, the same principle that applies to you purchasing, again, all you need to do is type in the domain name you want to. Just use the correct keywords of the name. Another thing is when you go and use a wrong name, maybe for your clients, now you now went and purchased a wrong one, the drama will be on you because you can't edit it. So that's something again you should take note of. You cannot actually edit a domain name you have purchased. Once you have purchased it, until after 1 year, even if you call them and beg them, right? Even if you beg them, it's not actually going to work because it is actually built to work yearly, right? So take note of it also when you are making your spellings. So good. So the moment you have picked it, can you see the options where it tells you the amount? So usually, I don't know why Nigerian host for their first year they will charge you 21,500 for a .com, but you just need to be sure. Please, are you people seeing my screen on Harmon Web? Let me just be sure because I don't know why this thing is showing me. It's showing me as if I'm on Namecheap. Please let me be sure. Okay. I mean, are you seeing Harmon Web? Not the other one. All right, perfect. Good. So now most Nigerian hosts will charge you 21,000 for a .com, while for the first year, for most international hosts, in fact, for HostSpringer, this is why I love HostSpringer. HostSpringer would even dash you 1 year free domain the first year, as long as you're purchasing a 1 year hosting from them. So they will dash you free, you can see free domain, you will get a free .com. And currently they are running promo, right? They are currently running promo. So their cheap domain, which is actually this one that has the premium, starts from about $2.99 per month, right? And you can see the benefits that are in here. So one thing you're going to notice for every domain, for every hosting is, in as much as for HostSpringer looks a little bit different, because what they are doing is they're telling you to claim their free hosting first. So if you click on claim, which is to choose which of the plans you want to work with, after you have choose that plan, then it allows you to pick the free domain you want to use. Why? Because they are giving you one free domain for free for that first year, right? One free.com. Then now, again, back to our Harmon Web. So all you need to do is, again, likewise, add it to cart. So don't forget I said something, that almost every hosting platform has the same process it works, right? So you click on checkout. So the moment you click on checkout, it's going to ask you here. You can see that your domain, as far as we are concerned, your domain has to be 1 year. So most of the free ones, you can just take them and add them to your cart, right? So here is asking you, do you want hosting? So if definitely you need hosting, all you need to do is to pick the hosting you want to use. So let's say you want to just pick the starter plan, which is actually what you need for someone who is starting out. So it's now going to ask you which of the domain do you want to use, right? So again, you just want to use this domain that is on your shopping cart, and then you click on use, right? So the moment you click on use, it will just go down to tell you the summary of how much everything, right, that you are using. So it's not asking you how many months do you want to purchase this. So again, you pick it. If you are paying for 12 months, you can see that the money will add up, right? The money will add up for the shared hosting. This is for the hosting. Remember, it was a .com that I added, right? So then you click on continue, right? Your hosting will cost you about 18,000 for a year. And then you add this because this is free. This is your DNS management. So you add it right inside. So can you see it's going to cost you 41,914 naira to buy a .com domain and 1 year hosting. So another thing is we also have cheap domains that you can use. So I can just edit this and change the domain. So we have the .com.ng, and the .com.ng is around 7,000. So that was why I said approximately you can spend 20, approximately 25,000 should get you a hosting and a domain to test on, right? So once you are done, you click on the bar. So you just click on checkout. Now, if you have an account, it will prompt you. Can you see it's telling me to add my account, right? I don't want to actually add my account because it's going to add this to my card and it will start disturbing me. So you add it to your card, and the moment you add it to you log into your account, you put your card details and pay, right? So that is as simple as getting it done, right? And I think in the previous video, I've showed us how to create our emails. So that is it. So back to the main business of the day, which is our email marketing. And coming back to our email marketing, I just want us to understand how the interface works. Now, on this interface in here, we have our dashboard, which is this point that tells you how many subscribers you have, how many emails have you sent, how many people have opened your emails, how many people have clicked on your emails, how many people have gone through your emails. That was why I told you that the reason why I love email marketing is because it is detailed in telling me key metrics. Imagine making a post on social media and then you now see who has read your post and who has not read your post, right? So the social media does not allow that, but any day, anytime on email marketing, you get to see this, right? So that is what is on your dashboard. Now, the next thing you have is what we call the campaigns, right? Is what you call the campaigns. Now, campaigns are actually you sending out any email you receive, whether it's promotional or right, whether it's promotional, um comment. So any email you send, whether they send to you or you send, whether they are promotional emails, whether they are emails, forget cards and the rest. We all call them campaigns, right? We call them campaigns. So any email you get to receive in here are called campaigns. I don't know why this thing is giving me shakara to open again. So we're going to forgive Miller Lite today because I'm sure they are hosting on Google. Yeah, they're using Google servers, so most of the servers are actually down at the moment. So it's also going to affect their speed. Right? So let's just wait for it. I'm coming. Let's wait and see if it loads and work. I don't just know why we're having these issues today. Hmm. People of God, though. So your campaigns actually allows you to see all the email campaigns you have sent, all the messages, every promotions you have sent. Then we have the subscribers. Now, your subscribers are actually people on your list, right? Good. This one has opened. People on your list. And this brings us to a very important thing you need to understand. Now, remember I when I spoke to us about email marketing, I said that the beauty of email marketing is the fact that it allows you to know your customers and even know their journey very well. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, when you are having your subscribers, right, you get to know the day they subscribed on your email, right? You get to know how many of your emails have they clicked. You on these subscriber details, you get to have their names. You know their full names, you have their email address, sometimes you have their phone number, right? And this brings us to the idea of segmentation. And I'm going to explain what this segmentation works or how it works, right? Now, imagine somebody you have a shop, and in your shop you sell you sell wig, you do pedicure, you do manicure, you I don't know, there are quite a lot of things in your salon, right? And the, somebody came in and bought hair in your shop. Now, the power of email marketing allows you to, let's say you collected the person's details and you want to add the person on your email list, right? What you need to do is to make sure that the emails somebody that came and washed, now you know somebody that bought hair is not supposed to be seeing emails on how to wash your legs and make your legs soft, no matter how you want to put that journey to look like, right? No matter how you want to put that journey to look like. Why? Because that is not what you are segmenting that client or that customer for. So email marketing allows you to, if you have a group of rice, beans, what again, yam, and the rest, you can decide to now say that people should see emails or see my campaigns on rice. The person seeing my campaign on rice should not be seeing my campaigns on yam. You run a hospital. Somebody that you treated for toothache should not be receiving um treatment on, or should not be receiving campaigns on cholera from you. So that is actually what segmentation does, right? So all you need to do is click on create a segment, and let's say that my first segment in here is, let me just put it, project 20k June cohort, right? So I'll click on create. Right now, what am I doing? I am segmenting all the people that joined project 20k cohort 1, right? That joined this June cohort. I want to add all their details on this email list, so that when I am following up on your journey, right? When I'm following up on your journey, I will not come and be asking you or telling you about the August cohort. So I can now come in and say, let's say I have different things I do, right? So I'll just go back and create another segmentation. Then I'll add an email to it so that you see what I'm saying, right? So this is the first segment. I'm going to come in and just have my web. Okay, I'm just going to have, let me just put strictly project 20k, but on this case I want to have, sorry, I want to have July edition, right? So I'll click on create again, right? So you can see here I'm having, the other one is showing, but it's going to show one subscribers. Do you know why? Because I am a subscriber by default. Me, that one person, is a subscriber. So now it also helps me now to explain what subscribers are. Now, subscribers are the total number of people on your email list, while segmentation is you breaking up your email list into bits, right? So now, let's say June edition, all I need to do is click on view segment. So the email list for project 20k is not even on my laptop, is at the back end of my website. So, and I may not like to log into my website. So, but that's not a problem, right? So now on this more allows you to rename and delete, right? It allows you to rename and delete. So I'm going to come back. So we have done our segmentation, right? I'll show us how to add a list to our segmentation. Now, grouping. Now, segmentation, remember that we talked about, is you giving them based on how you met them, or based on how you actually met them. But grouping now allows you to group people based on their interests. And that is where it talks about, now, do you know that even in project 20k, I can decide to group you and say people that love Canva design, right? People that love Canva create, right? I will segment my subscribers based on that interest. I can come in and say people that like what do I want to use? Email marketing 101 create, right? I can decide to segment people based on their interests, so that now that I know that it's not everybody in the project 20k that wants to focus their energy. Now, I might even decide to segment into make money, people who want to make money. I just break down my interests, right? So I now know that, okay, even in project 20k, There are people that love to want more emails on how to make money. Some people want more emails on email marketing. Some people want email on Google Tools. Some people want emails on Canva. Why? I'm grouping them so that when I'm sending my campaigns, I can decide to send even per interest. Right? I can decide to send per interest. Then we have fields. Now, fields actually allows you to, okay. So fields allows you to, know what you are using to send your emails. Now, the moment you have somebody's name, right, and you want to send email campaigns to them, as long as you have added their names, we're going to actually see how to send email campaigns. So don't worry about that, right? I'm going to use the Project 20K as a live example to this. I will get the email list maybe after this class. I'll log into my back end and get it, right? So your fields now allows you to talk to your audience. The general idea around email marketing is the fact that it allows you talk to the person one-on-one. And when I mean one-on-one, what do I mean by one-on-one? One-on-one means that when you are sending emails to somebody, I'm coming, let me see something. Let me see if I can see an email that is segmenting me, right? Coming, let me just see. Um, Let me see, let me see, let me see. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not opening all my emails. So let me just extend this to 50 so that I show you an email that breaks down the segmentation to talk about segmenting. So all right, good. So this email now, right? Okay, why is the email taking time to load? Now, from seeing this email in here, you can see, hi, Sonia Atin. Why is it that my name is showing in here? My name is showing because when the person was segmenting me on fields, the person picked my name and my last name. And correct um because I used my correct names in this email, I don't know why the email is taking time. Oh, it is well. As well, I'm coming. So now, because I have given them my correct details and they are segmenting me based on my name, I am going to see that my name is being picked. But a general social media post will not allow you see all those details. Any post you just make goes to hello, do this simple. But now, email marketing allows you to send emails now and then personalize the emails to these people, right? It helps you to make those emails personal. And that is why when I'm segmenting my emails, now let me give you an example. I can decide to pick the country as Ghana, Nigeria. So I pick various countries, right? And when I'm sending my emails, and then I'm like, how is all I need to do is pick the country tag and add it to my email. All it's going to do is that it's going to say that in my campaign, because I have picked the tag country and I have added on my segmentation that, okay, I have added on my subscribers list, I've updated their country. It's not going to come and send emails and say, how is your country? No. Any country you are on my email list, all he's going to do is, in the place of country, he's going to put your country there. So if you are in Cameroon, he's going to ask, how is Cameroon? If you are in if you are in if you're in Ghana, it will pick Ghana. If you're in Nigeria, it will pick Nigeria. If you're in US, it's going to pick US. Right? So that is how, or that is what fields and tags do for you in email marketing. And then the next thing we have is your statistics, your stats. Your stats allows you to see if your lists are growing, how many people have joined, how many people have unsubscribed, how many people have clicked, how many people have opened. So it's going to give you a detailed um segment. In fact, it's even going to tell you the kinds of domains you have. So if you are having a domain from somebody who is probably in whose domain maybe is Hotmail, is going to show you here, right? So it helps you keep a detailed bio data, or a detailed data of who your list are. And you see why I tell you that email marketing is way better to every form of, especially social media marketing. Why? Because you would know your people and your people would know you. And then the next thing we have is cleaning up inactive people. So if you have sent emails, remember that you pay money for these systems, and then people are not reading. So you can just come in here and clean them up, right? You clean them up. So you can see inactive people are those who have never opened an email from you, or have previously opened an email from you, but haven't opened one in more than 6 months for it. So, or a specific duration of time you said. So this allows you to, if people are not, someone is not opening your email list, you remove the person, you clean him up. Because if you don't, over time, it's going to affect the reputation of your email, right? And then we have history. History simply allows you to see the list, right, of what you have done so far. So you can see, because we don't have any subscribers, that is why this is showing us nothing yet. So I would, tomorrow when we're having our class, I'll just show us how to trigger and send in emails. Then I will import an email list in here, right? Then the next thing we have are forms. So when you hear the idea of a form is actually what helps you to get in subscribers, right? Or maybe you want people to actually add their details. Now remember, when you people joined the project 20K, you people added a form that collected your details and then took you to the WhatsApp group, right? So we have different types of forms. We have the pop-up forms, which you mostly use them on your website, right? You use them to pop up on your website and your landing pages. And then we have the embedded. So the embedded is the one that allows you to, when you are done building your form, you can copy this form and import it anywhere. And then we have promotions. Promotions are just basically forms that allows you to send promotions, right? To send in promotions. So basically, most times in email marketing, the top one you use is either the pop up or the embedded forms, right? So, and in this case, for you to create your embedded forms, all you need to do is click on create, right? You click on create, and it's not going to ask you what is the name of the form. So let's say the name of the form is project 20K um, June cohort, and I want it to be an embedded form for now. So all I need to do is I'll click on save and continue, right? So this is just allowing you to add your form. Now, the next thing is going to ask you is where do you want to group these people in? So let's say I want people in both in all the interests, right? All the group that I grouped them previously. I want to work with all of them, right? For this project, 20K. So I'm going to click on continue. Okay, thank you. So good. So let's wait for it to load. So it's loading. So it's taking time. So just a moment. Let me still refresh it. Sorry, a little patience. But usually these things don't take time. I've I've never worked on this and it took less than 10 seconds to load. So so just a moment. Let's still wait for it to load. So I think also it seems like my network too is contributing at this moment. See? So just a moment. I have a feeling like my network is actually also slow or something. Oh, so just a moment. Let me confirm something. Let me just confirm if it's my network. Okay. Oh, it is well though. So let me just open the forms again in a new tab. Let's see if the new tab will work. Oh, people are good. This thing is just making me so exhausted. Oh, all right. Let's see. So now let me just go back. I think it has created the embedded forms already. And that see one in here. So let me just see if I can actually edit and work with the second one. So just a moment. Let's see if we can actually work with the second one. See, seriously doing Shakara. Where's that now? So just a moment. Ah, it is well. Oh. Good. So you can see that we already have it here, right? It has already created. It's just I don't know why it's taking forever to load. So let me just click on continue editing. Right, let me just click on continue editing. So we edit it at this point. So in as much as the network is not so strong also, but the platform too in itself is having issues. So back to the business of the day. Now, the first thing you're going to note is usually when you are building your form, what you're going to see is this default stuff here. And then which is the subscribe form, and then you have the success form, right? So now back to your subscribe form. Now remember that we are building a form where we call it the project 20K June cohort. So the first thing that should come to your mind is what do you want to achieve with the form, right? So basically we have this canvas in here, and then in here we have the preview. We have where you see the history of what you have done. Usually it's going to be empty because we have not really done anything. Then in here you have default, you have background color, the form, and then you have your settings, right? So back to your design. Now you when you click on this pencil tool, it will give you more details on what you want to edit this form to be. So now let's say that we want to take which of these topics. Okay, let me just make it topics you're interested, right? I want to give it interested in, right? Topics you're interested in. And so I'll edit this second text, so which is here, right? Let's know which you want to take, just something randomly, our letters on, right? So remember that in here you have where you can actually play with. You can make it bold, you can make it italicized, you can underline it, right? You can underline it, you can see it's underlined in here, right? You can decide to make it HTML, but please, I'm not teaching HTML here. And then in here you can decide to add a link to it, but for the purpose, this is just a heading, so I always just like to leave my headings the way they are. Then the next thing that brings you here is what exactly do you want to take on your form, right? So you're going to click on this pencil tool, and when you click on this pencil tool, right, it's going to bring out on this, your concern should be the other part of your screen where you get to see this form, right? So I'll click here and add a form, and I want to add a form that allows me to take names too as well, right? To take their names, add another form that takes probably their last name. Then let's see another form. This is stating company, right? I might not want to take their country. So depending on whatever form you want to. Now, another thing is when you click a form and you don't like it, you can just click on your pencil tool and edit the form. So if it is phone number, you can just select it to be phone number. And if you want it to be, remember that phone number has to be an input. So it is important that you know that every form you take, every action you take on a form has a variable it fits in. So a phone number is supposed to take numbers, and that is why when you put alphabet in here, it's going to reject it. Why? Because it is built for numbers, right? So then I will just click on add, right? I want to add another field, and in this field now, right? In this field, I'll just give it a name. So okay, so I can decide to make this, what do I want to take? I can decide to make it a checkbox, right? And if I'm making it a checkbox, remember that I talked about something during your, when we're talking about subscribers, right? I talked about a very important factor in your field. So now in this case, let's say that, let me come back to my fields, right? And all I just need to do is create a new field. And in this field, I want to give it a name called radio buttons. So remember that I'm trying to take interest of people. So I'll leave it on text, right? Because yes, it's a text, and I'll click on create. Now I'm going to come back to my forms, which is here, right? And I'm coming, let me see. Okay, it's not going to pick because I have to refresh this page, and I'm already scared of refreshing it. So, but generally, what I want to do is I now want to pick a checkbox that, now remember I said I want to know people who are interested in money making, right? Make money. Is make money, right? I want to know people who are interested in email marketing, right? I want to know people who are interested in Canva. So I'll click on save changes. Forget the fact that it's on CTO. Just don't ignore it, right? Remember, I've already added a field here called radio buttons, but I just don't want to edit it. So I'll come back in here now on my form. I'm now stating that I want, when you come here, I want you to pick any one of it as a button, right? I can decide to come in here too again. If I still want to achieve something like this, we have, okay, this is checkbox. We have radio buttons. So radio buttons also works almost similar to how checkboxes works, but it's just that this one is cycled. So I'll click on save changes, and then email cannot be first, right? So let's say I want name to be first, so I will drag it and take it to the top, so it's going to change. Let's say I don't want last name, I'll pull it because I just want my forms to be short. And then the last thing is the call to action, which is your button. So on this button in here, all I just need to do is, let's say I want the button to have join now. That's just what I want the button to be. And I'll click on save changes, right? So remember we talked about our design. Our design allows you to change the color. So if, depending on the brand of your website, you can just decide to come in and play with your colors, right? Depending on the color of your brand. You can see it, call to action. This is your background. If you don't want this color on your background, you can change it to whatever color you want it to be, right? The same way, your form, if you don't want the color, all you need to do is you come in and play around with it. That is actually what your colors do to the design, right? Then the next thing on your settings is we have privacy policy. If you have a privacy policy page, there are certain times where you see on your form, you see this, right? There are times where you see a confirmation. This is very important in email marketing, right? Because you want most email marketing providers to know that you ask these people that if it is okay for them to receive your news and updates, so they don't tag you for spamming, right? So hidden segmentation list is when you want to add another hidden form of another segmentation into your list, but I don't always advise you do this because it will always keep hitting errors when you do this. So I don't always advise that. Then marketing permission. So marketing permission, all these you didn't generate them, but let's say you want to send marketing emails to people. It is important that you highlight this so that when they are joining in, they know. Now, do you know that with all the landing page I added, do you know someone came to my DM to ask me what the Project 20K is about? Like, with everything I've been doing, right? Then, remember we talked about interest group. You can now decide to, if you don't want to achieve this on your radio button, you can come in and say that if I don't actually want to achieve this using my form, I can decide to make this interest group here. But I don't always advise you do this. Please don't do that. Right? Then we have a custom success page. Now, remember that when you are done, when you join the Project 20K, remember that it allows you, the moment you add your details, it gives you a link where you add up your form, right? Where you join the WhatsApp group. Now, you can decide to use a success form where it says, thank you for joining. You want to put, and then you decide to put your link, blah, blah, blah. Or you can come into your subscribe button and comment. Let me just save this. Let me save it. Now, on your subscribe form, you can just come in and say custom success page, and it's going to allow you to redirect. So all you need to do is maybe put where you want it to redirect. So let me just put this website URL because I don't have any link in my mind, right? I'll just put this website URL and leave it. So I mean that after the person has joined all this list, I've put everything, I want you to redirect them to this website, simple and short. Or I can decide to use the thank you page. Okay, after somebody has successfully filled out this form, please take them to this thank you page. So depending on whatever you want to achieve, right, you can either use the success page or you use this, right? And when you are done, you click on done editing, right? You click on done editing. Now, the moment you click on done editing, right? Now, let me show you something. Remember we talked about embedding. So you can decide to embed this form to whatever platform you want to use. All you need to do is just copy these lines of code and take them to that platform and use them. Or if your client needs them to put them on their website, you grant it to them. So tomorrow I'm going to show us how you actually copy these links and add them to the new site you are building, because we are going to build a simple site, and we're going to add that. Then we will now send our campaigns. So you see, so then the last thing that will be left for us to talk about is our automation. How do you do automation in email marketing? That's absolutely very important, right? That's very important. So now you can decide to do a split test. A split test means that you want to test between two things. Now, can you see that because you added your groups, it's going to tell you what people are selecting based on their interest. And then the next thing is going to do is, now coming back to your groups, is now going to, if let's say we have 20 people that joined this form, right? And out of the 20 people, 5 people picked Canva, 10 people picked email marketing, 5 people picked money making. So that's 20. When you come back to your grouping, it's going to break your subscribers into this list of grouping. So instead of you seeing 20, 20, 20, what it is going to do is, if 5 people joined money making, it's going to add only 5 people to this list, add 10 people to email marketing, and 10 people to Canva. That is what segment these forms does for you. And then, okay, so that is what grouping does, as simple as short. So it helps you take people based on their grouping, right? Then analytics allows you to know the statistics of what people did. How many people joined? How many people actually saw that form? How many people did it convert? So it will give you the conversion rate, right? Then the next thing is automation. I don't want us to touch automation. We'll look at automation properly tomorrow. Automation is you stating that when these people have joined your email list, you can automate 5 emails and say, the moment you join, after 5 minutes, receive this email. After 10 minutes, receive this email. After 1 year, receive this email. That is just what automation does for you. So we're going to see how you can actually do your automation, right? And then double opt-ins actually means that, let's say you want to confirm, so that, because some people can be very funny. So instead of them going straight to your inbox, you can put a confirmation email. So the moment they join, what they will get is a confirmation. So it is on that confirmation that they will now see a guide on how to join the group or whatsoever thing you want them to join, right? That is the importance of confirmation in here. And even in your confirmation, you can have a thank you page where you say, okay, after this person has confirmed this email, thank you for confirming. Simple and short. If you want to redirect them, you redirect them. As also as simple as that, right? So that is it about forms. Now, the same way pop-up forms work, but pop-up forms actually work. Have you ever been on a website and the moment you click on that website, what you see is maybe join our email list? That's the first message that hits you. That is actually what a pop-up form is. And the same way you create a form for your so let me just give you pop-up. So now in this point, you're going to pick pop up, and you click on continue, right? You click on continue, then it's going to ask you again, which of your email list do you want to segment? So I can select all if I want to, and I'll click on continue. And you can also add a new one if you want to as well, right? And then you are now going to see a template. If you want to build it from scratch, fine, but you get a list of templates that you can use. as a pop-up form, right? So if you want to actually do from scratch, all you need to do is hit on create, right? You hit on the create option, and you're now going to see it's going to pop out like a website. So that is just what the pop-up does, right? It always pops up maybe at the top of your website, and then it is now you that will use this button to end it. So in here, you can now decide to add every details, right? Every details that you want to cover on that page, right? Every details that you want to so when you are done adding your details, what do you want to accept? I always advise that you also add their names, because you don't just want to collect emails of people that you don't have their names and then you tell them to subscribe. So you can decide to add an image here, whatever you want to do, you do it, right? So all you need to do is the same way you go on your options. Remember that we talked about all these things. So these things do not really change. They're always the same, and the same way with your success page. If you want your success page to be a URL that leads them somewhere, that's this subscribe, fine. If you just want it to be a thank you, fine. It is left for you to play with your creativity around what you are doing. And then when you are done, you hit on your done editing, right? And you can see, look at, then when it comes here, now what is now going to show you is your trigger. Your trigger tells you choose when to show the pop-up. So when somebody lands on your website, I always advise you can give it 5 to 10 seconds, right? So when they scroll, you can see that, okay, the moment they scroll 50% of the page, please show them. And you can say show before closing page. This doesn't work on mobile, but it always works on a laptop. Then set the period when you want to show the pop-up to the same user again. I can decide to say 1 month. No, I want it to be always. So anytime they land, I want them to see it. And then do you have a specific time? Of course, no. And then this is where you play with your visibility. Do you want it to show on specific pages? If you don't want it to show like on your website, you can decide to hide it on some pages. But if you want it to always show, you can click on that. And the same way, if you want it to show on specific pages, you can pick that. Then if you want to hide this on desktop, you can hide it. If you want to hide it on mobile or tablet, and the moment you are done, right, you click on save changes, right? So the same way is now going to show you where you can actually copy, embed, and add to your website, right? The same way as well, right? So that is it about, we have covered dashboard, we have covered our subscribers and our forms. Now I don't know these campaigns, let me see if it's going to open. Good. So your campaigns, as I said, they are the emails you send to people, right? And it says you can do A/B testing, you can resend, give subscribers second chance to open. RSS campaigns automatically sends campaigns with new updates and the rest, right? And then it also has templates you can use. So all you need to do is you come in and pick what do you want. So the regular campaign allows you to send in campaigns that every time you come, you have a regular campaign you want to just send. Your A/B testing allows you to test between two. You can use one content, different headlines, right? You can say, okay, for this content, I want this content to have this headline. So one content, different headlines. Then you have RSS feed. Now, this is you connecting this to your website, where the moment some people are on your list, and let's say you have a website and you created a blog post, you want it to send them the campaign of that blog post to their email so that they would also read, right? And then auto resend campaigns. This is when you want to give people second chances to open your campaigns. And then we have the multi varied campaign. So it also works like an A/B testing, but this is quite advanced. This is you experimenting, knowing which one works, which one doesn't work, and you you know which performs better, and you let that, and that's why you are seeing perform better. But this one allows you to do with multiple, while A/B testing is only two that you can use, right? It's only two that you can use. So to send your regular campaigns, all you need to do is click on regular campaign. So because I've not verified this email, can you see? So it says invalid sending address. Please, you can't send campaigns using this. I told you they will not allow you send campaigns using this email. You must use a custom email for your email marketing. So now back to business, right? So what is the name of your campaign, right? So all you just need to do is, I can just say cohort project 20K cohort 1, and I want to now give this a subject. So I can say welcome to project 20K, right? And now remember we talked about how you work with your fields, right? We talked about how you work with your fields. Now, when you are sending in your campaigns, I now want to send a campaign that looks like this. I'm coming. I just pray that campaign opened. Even if it doesn't open, let's see it here. Let me see. Good. This campaign that says, hi Sonia, grow your business, right? This Alibaba campaign, right? So hi Sonia. So you can see that you didn't see the hi Sonia, but the Sonia is there. Why? Because they are trying to make this email personal to me. Let me see another one. Okay. Okay. So just a moment. There's this person's email that I saw that has my name. I'm just trying to, okay. This one that says, Sonia, look at it. Sonia, this one act can improve your finances this year, right? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'll come back in here. I'll look at my fields. Now, remember that this field in here, the field in here, I'm coming, where's the email? Here, is addressing my name, Sonia. Now, this is the beauty of email marketing. Imagine you have 10,000 emails and you now use Gmail. How do you make these emails personal to them? It means that you have to copy each email and add the person's name and start sending it. But in email marketing, you bypass all of this. So what you are going to do is you come back to your fields and check the name tag and just copy it. So usually I already know what the tag is, but let me just copy it, right? Control C. And I'll come back to my campaigns and say, welcome to project 20K this with this. So now what is now going to happen is all the emails, any email I want to send, if your name is John or your name is Tunde, your name is Kofi, your name, whatever your name is, because I have added this tag for name, right? Because I have added this tag for name, is going to trigger your first name. If I want to add second name, I will come back and copy the last name too as well. Copy it and add it again. Just give it a space and add. Right? The next thing is, I think I did this. So the next thing is use this area to offer a short preview of your email. So this preview, this is what preview is. Can you see? Hi Sonia, we think you like these furnitures. Hi Sonia, grow your business today. So all these things are previews. These ones you see under the topic, they are previews, right? So I can just, let me just copy something. I don't have strength to type a bit. So I'll come in here and say, hi, and let me just paste this, and then I'll copy this. I'll just copy that tag for name, and then in between the hi, I'll put it and say, hi Sonia, it's money again. Or hi Sonia, it's hi name, it's tech again. Then I'm now going to come and select the list of people I want to send these emails to. If I want to send the emails to only people in June cohort, I'll pick the June cohort. If I want to send people based on my grouping, I'll pick them up. I have advanced. I can decide to even do a more advanced settings, but I don't always advise you use this. But there are certain times where you want to only send emails to people who are inactive, right? See, now I can come in, let me just do something. Let me just pick I'm coming. Let me see, where is it? Oh, okay. So last emailed. Now exclude subscribers emailed in the last 1 day. So let's say that subscribers who have joined your email list in the last 3 days, you don't want them to just start seeing this. You want to exclude them from this campaign, right? You can decide to even add another condition. Choose here. Say, let's say, creation date is before, you can decide, or is after, or is in the last, blah 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 blah. If you really want to go advanced with your targeting, right, you can say campaigns, then you choose the campaign. You can decide to say, from these campaigns here, choose an operator, was not sent, was not open. So let's say that some people did not open your email. You can decide to say, if they did not open it, I want to also send them another email. That is what the advance does for you. So you can do your segmentations even way deeper, right? Even way deeper. So coming back to your basic just allows you to segment just the basic ones. But if you actually want to do advanced, then you need to go to your advanced tab. And when you are done, you click on select. So what it's now going to do is only going to send emails to people who are on this June cohort. So can you see something? Look at this now. This is how it's going to look like here. This email is coming from 1045 pixels. Welcome to project 20K. First, then is having the name. So it's going to now, if my name is John Tunde, it's going to say, welcome to project 20K, John Tunde. It's hi Tunde or hi John, it's tech again. So the same thing works in here. That's why you're seeing this Facebook mention. This is just like the tagline. High level, this is just the tagline. Don't get left behind, Sonia. This deal is up for. So this preview helps you to, make people have an idea of the kind of campaign you are sending to them, right? They have an idea of the kind of campaign you are sending to them. So the moment you are done, you click on next. Shit, this thing will not want to next because of this email thing. So let me just try something. 1045 digitech.com, because I've not verified it, so I think it should be info, but it hasn't been verified. So That's why we're having issues, because I actually didn't check. So it's not going to allow me go to the next step, right? It's not going to allow me go to the next step. I don't like this. This thing actually did not verify the last time, so I don't know what the problem is. So tomorrow we'll look at what is actually next after that part. I will have to still go check my domains and still verify the domain. I don't know why the domain did not verify. So we'll probably look at the campaign, and we're going to see all the various types of campaigns so you understand how to actually make use of it. So that is it about, at least for today. We have covered a lot, even though our network wasn't so great, but I believe that we have covered quite, you know, a lot in email marketing today. So please, do you have any question you want to ask? Do we have um questions we want to ask? So you can raise your hands while I would allow us you. Thank you so much, Florence. I'm glad that you got value for it. So please, do we have questions? Is there anybody that has a question he or she wants to ask? So I know, right? Or do we have any question? So I want to, oh, you're welcome.